I want you to imagine we have somebody that's in the mortgage industry that's either struggling right now, or maybe it's their first year and they're like, everybody last year told me that I should be doing this and now I'm doing this. And what did I do? Right? Like what is either a piece of advice, a tip, what is something you would say to them that can lift them up? Either in tactic or in motivation.
The one thing I would say is to gather data, man, as much of it as you can from anywhere that you can, and then use, and nurture that and nurture. I know I say data, but really what I mean is just lead. Lead generation is the lifeblood of, I guess, really any business, especially in sales. And get as many as you can, and just nurture it, stay in front of them, and go through this wave with them. And I promise you, they'll remember your face, they'll remember your name when times are quote unquote better, and you'll achieve your goals then.
I love it, man. I was doing a coaching call recently, and I was talking to one of our members that they were struggling, and they've actually been with us a while, and they were I remember having a conversation with them back in like 2020, 2021, and back then they were complaining about there was no inventory. And, but we're talking 2-3% rates. I mean, it's free money, right? It's like now you can get more from a savings account, which is the first time a lot of people have seen a savings account in the threes, at fours. It's wild, right? And so they were complaining about rate, they were complaining about inventory back then. And now when we were doing a coaching call, they were complaining about rate, right? And so I just told them, I was like, it's always a great market, right? And they were like, what do you mean by that? And I was just like, you got to sell what you got, my man. Like back then you had rate, right? You sell rate. Now you don't got rate. You got inventory. You sell inventory. You sell what you got, right? All of the winners that I know that are winning, they sell what they got. They're not focused on what they don't got, because these are things are cyclical. Rates go down, so do inventories. Rates go up, so do inventories, right? Now, that's not always perfect, but it's like you got to find what you got, and your messaging needs to focus on that. And to, like you said, always be focused on lead capture. One of the things, that a piece of advice I want to give to loan officers that are listening to this podcast as well is, when challenging circumstances enter the market, don't be one of the people that just perpetuate some negative thread, right? I remember when rates went up and everybody started sharing that meme that it said, if you see your local loan officer at the bar, buy him a drink. It's hard out there. It's like, commiserations are nice, but commissions are better, right? And so it's like, you need to be the contrarian when there's an entire market of people that are deflating they're making the borrowers feel like there's no way in hell they're going to get a house, right? I mean, and think about it from their perspective. When the real estates are being negative, when the real estate agents are being negative, when the loan officers are being negative, me, the average consumer with an average 3rd grade financial literacy and an average 7th grade reading level, I see that and I go, well, that's what I'm going to buy.
You're adding fuel to the fire. Fuel to the fire. And having been a realtor, and I saw that a lot, real estate agents, and I would be like, okay, this is going against, you're working against yourself by adding to the hysteria, adding to the fears, adding to the fire, and you're not helping yourself by doing that. If anything, you want to really kind of share some maybe a different perspective, or really make it make sense for people, for their specific situation, their specific market, because a lot of times, a lot of that stuff is hyperbole, just that's really on a national level.
Yeah.
But then you go into a specific market where they don't even know any of that is going on. Agents, loan officers, the consumers themselves, they don't know what what you're talking about. And just, when I saw that, I felt the same way. I'm like, stop it.
Yeah, you're hurting all of us.
Right.
Yeah, it actually reminds me, I went to Disney, this is probably a year and a half ago now, and every time I go to Disney, I'm a student, man, because it's like, if there's anybody who has mastered the art of, as you walk in, taking your wallet, turning it upside down, and just doing this, it's Disney, right? Their monetization, I mean, they would bottle air and sell it to you if they could, right? I'm sure they're working on it right now, right? And we were in this, so this was at Hollywood, what's it called? Hollywood Studios? Is that the park? Okay. Yeah, so we're actually, this is out by you, right? So we were at Disney World, Hollywood Studios, and we had just gone to the I can't remember the name of the ride right now, but it's the one with the Star Wars the what's his name? Shoot, it's been a minute since I watched Star Wars, but anyways, the guy that gets killed in some of the most recent movies by his son, who's like the new Sith Lord guy. Harrison plays him. Harrison Ford.
Okay, yeah, Darth Vader.
No. We're butchering this, bro. No, it's the Millennium Falcon. That's the one I'm thinking about. The dude who played Indiana Jones played him, right? So, we're at the ride with the Millennium Falcon at Hollywood Studios, and we're going through, and I realized one of the things that I felt was really corollary to mortgage, especially the mortgage industry. I'm assuming this is very similar for the real estate industry. But more often than not, when I see loan officers, one of the biggest things that I see them doing that adds unnecessary friction to the process is they make it seem like this, you're climbing a mountain. You're about to climb a mountain, right? And one of the things that I've seen the most successful loan officers in the last, greater part of a decade, what they do is they encourage people, and we're not far. We're not far. We're getting there. It's these encouraging messages. And what I saw at Disney was really magical. They have a way of engineering the lines, right? Because the lines, you could be there for 30, 60 minutes for a 3-minute ride, right? So the ride has to be good, but the line actually has to be impeccable, because it has to get you to trade an hour for 3 minutes, right? And feel good about that. And so they have this way of they bend the lines, and they make it look like you're always right there. We're just there, right? And it's like, oh, no, it's the next corner. Well, then you get to the next corner. Oh, no, it's the next corner, right? And one of the things that I felt was really magical about this, we left that ride, and I was like, that's really cool. Then we went to this Toy Story ride, which was down the street from that. We kind of switched, worlds within Hollywood Studios, and the same thing happened. I was like, this is intentional. They're encouraging you to feel like you're almost always there, right? And eventually you are, and now you're excited. Right. But it was never this uphill battle, right? And one of the things that I think is really critical for loan officers, I've seen this be transformative, is when people are struggling, they don't know how to sell, and they're like, I have a hard time connecting with leads. I have this kind of line that I tell them, and for anybody listening, I recommend this. You probably don't need this, Joe, because you're already doing well. But essentially, the one simple change is when they're on the phone with somebody and they're talking about the market, they're talking about the person's situation. And keep in mind, we can't make guarantees, right? But essentially, the statement is some version of, you take all the information in, you stay silent for 3-5 seconds. You go, you know what, John, I obviously I can't make any guarantees here, but I've done a lot of loans in my life, and I think we got something here. I think that there's some options that we have that could help you out. And I'd like to get started on this today, because it's honestly a great time for you. I'd fear that if we wait, rates go up, and we're just adding reasons why you shouldn't change your life. So I'm seeing a lot of good things here, and if I have your permission, I think we should proceed. Right? It's simply giving a message of hope, and like, you got a shot at this, right? Being the advocate, right? And it's kind of like, I've always viewed my role in your life and your role in the borrower's life as Yoda to Luke Skywalker, right? It ain't our fight. I'm the advocate. My job is to empower you to take the hero's journey, right? And your job is to empower them to take the hero's journey. And everybody I've seen that has success in this industry, on some level or another, they're an inspiration to their borrowers. They are positive always. That was one of the first things that I recognized about you when you came into our program. Is I was like, man, this guy is just a ball of positive energy, right? Which I'm sure serves our team because they enjoy working with you. But I'm sure way more than that, it serves you because people are attracted to you. In a sea of negativity, Joe's this beacon of light, right? And it's like such a simple thing to do, right? I mean, it's hard to make that a lifestyle, but once you're there, it's like, it's just how I am, right?